Welcome back, guys. So have the condo bailouts begun? Sort of. As you can see down here on Inglewood Beach today, just a beautiful day. Water is perfect, not too choppy. Probably get my noodle out, take a little dip in here once we're done. But jumping right into it, there is a new pilot program taking effect on July 1st and in the state of Florida. It's going to provide up to $30 million of assistance towards condo associations to shore up their facilities against hurricanes. This is not going to help with assessments. It's not going to it's not going to fix your elevators and things like that, but they will provide up to $30 million. If you guys are doing the math at home, that'll probably run out in about 3 days. One association can eat up $30 million, though they do have sort of limits on it. And I honestly think this is mostly just foofy nonsense to mitigate the stink that is spreading nationwide on Florida condos. And like I said, guys, it's not just Florida condos, it's everywhere. It's happening all over the country, but currently this is their solution. I'd prefer not to see the government get involved with it, but they're testing their waters with this pilot program. So what will it do? It will match every dollar that an association spends with $2 to shore up against hurricane defenses. There are very stringent limits. I don't see this helping really any but a few in all of some of the smallest associations. Like for instance, per unit, you can only get up to $1,500 to shore up windows, put on hurricane shutters. If you want to do just say a slider door, impact slider door, that's $10K. So it's better than nothing, but I don't think it's going to get it done. They are also going to cover 50% of a roof replacement cost, even though now most of our condos here, after Ian, have got their new roofs. This might help, places across the state, but not going to be too beneficial here. But even that has a cap as well, guys. They'll cover 50% of the cost of the roof, but only up to $175,000. So like I said, going to help maybe smaller associations that want to take advantage of this if the money's not gone in 30 seconds, which is most likely going to happen. But like I said, to me, this just seems like another excuse to try to do PR, to gloss over the fact that this is aimed to lower insurance rates. But I mean, I don't think it's going to do it that much. And with what they're offering, it would need to be substantially more, in my opinion. So we'll see where their pilot program goes. If they renew it, it's very similar to what we have on single family homes here. You can get some grants to hurricane harden your house. They've just pushed it to condos, but with that kind of money, I don't think it's going to do much for anybody. So guys, these are again the goofy things that keep getting proposed. And since we're talking about condos, well, we've got new HOA legislation coming through as well. So it's being reported that also on July 1st, new HOA rules will take effect that the state just passed. And a lot of people are championing this. They're saying, oh, we're going to finally show these HOAs no more unfair assessments, no more unfair fees. We're going to finally get them under control. The cost to run the HOA, guys, is the cost to run the HOA. No law is going to change that. What needs to be structurally maintained and what needs to be provided for the association to run is not going to change. But let me tell you what is going to change, since everybody's so excited about these laws. I'll just go through a few of the list of changes being implemented, and you guys can decide if you think this is going to help your HOA situation. Well, guys, some of my beach footage got corrupted, so some of this video is going to come from Punta Gorda, because I got to reshoot it. But to start off with these massive HOA new laws, the first one is you cannot be fined if you leave your garbage out too late within 24 hours of pickup. Can't do that no more. Gonna save you tons of money, guys. Number two, you can no longer be fined for leaving holiday lights up within 1 week of notice that you must take them down. So you can leave them up year round unless someone comes and tells you to take them down. And then they have to give you a week to do it, which is, I don't know, some of this stuff is like negating why people buy in homeowners associations. I know they're not for everyone, but this is kind of what people in HOAs look for. Number three is you cannot prohibit gardens if they are not visible in the common area. So if you have a backyard and people can't see it, you can throw a garden in there now, according to these new proposed law changes. Here's another one, guys. HVAC, heating, plumbing, your water heaters, anything that cannot be visible to the HOA is not, they're saying is not going to have to require HOA approval or oversight, which to me is absolute insanity. If you have houses that abut up to each other or 2-story units, even 10 feet apart, and you're telling me that you're going to have no idea what kind of water heaters being put in, what kind of work's being done in your neighbor's property that might affect yours. I mean, it could, you know what? So many possibilities. That one is pretty crazy. This is kind of a no-brainer, but they're really pushing transparency, which, I mean, shocker, guys. They're saying, oh, it's going to be easier for people to read rules and regulations, and that's kind of all in place at this point, and required in some areas. So I don't know how much that's going to change. They're going to make HOAs keep documents for 7 years. I was unaware that wasn't a thing either. You would just think for record keeping, that's probably a best practice. But there are some associations, unfortunately, I've been in them in the Northeast, that when a board changes hands completely, all of a sudden everything goes missing. Nobody can find the files. So putting a legal precedent on that, I think that is probably a good idea. Again, I don't know how enforceable these are or how they're going to enforce them, but we'll find out. And even though I'm ragging on most of this stuff, guys, there is some good stuff in here. The big one is they can't do compound interest on fines anymore. So if you get fined and you don't pay it, you can't continuously rack up interest on that fine, which I agree with that. That's kind of crappy. Because some of these are more common sense that I would think are already illegal, like board members can't receive kickbacks. I was under the impression that was already illegal, but maybe not. Maybe this bill needs to reinforce that. Another big one, they cannot selectively enforce bylaws, which, as anyone who's been in an HOA knows, that can happen. I don't know if this sets legal precedent for that. If it does, I think potentially, again, not a lawyer, I think potentially this can open up associations to even more litigation by homeowners. So that's interesting and have to keep an eye on that. Yes, sir.
I'm from Utah.
Oh, hey.
I'm a loan officer. My wife's a real estate agent, but I watch your videos.
Oh, nice, man. Nice to meet you. I'm Ben, obviously.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Eric.
Eric
and Manette, yeah.
Nice to meet you guys.
It's hilarious that, you know, been watching you for a while, and here you are.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just trying to shoot something today. I think I lost my bag, though.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. Trying to figure out where I put that. Well, it was nice to meet you guys. I'm going to be walking around.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying what's up. I appreciate it. I try and find my bag. So that was pretty cool, guys. A couple of people who knew me from the channel actually just moved here from Utah, stopped and said hello. Always appreciate when you guys do that. Didn't use me as their realtor, but it's all right, guys. I hope you found value in this channel and it helped you make a good move and a good decision. That's really what it's all about in the end. Could you hear the minor sadness in my voice of that statement? But it's true. It's true. I get it. Hey, as long as people are happy and they're informed, that's kind of the objective for me here. That's what I'm looking for. Another rule that's taken effect is you will have to give notice before issuing a fine. I think it's a week's notice you get to correct the issue. That one I'm in support of because, and I think it'll probably mitigate the selective enforcement rule because you can't just go around not letting anybody know. I understand they read the rules and they read the regulations when they signed up, but you know, give them a courtesy call or something, send them a courtesy letter first. I think that's just best practice these days. Somebody ganked my bag. Like, just put stuff all around. What the hell, guys? Whatever, I was cool about it. Hey, guys, I don't mean to be rude. I think that's my bag. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. You probably thought somebody brought it. No worries. I got so nervous. I was like, oh, God, somebody stole my bag. Hey, I appreciate that. Another big thing coming down the pipe is House Bill 293, which prevents HOAs from limiting hurricane protection on single-family homes. So basically, there are HOAs that, and this doesn't apply to condos, will tell you you can't put up hurricane shutters, you can't put up accordion shutters, you can't put up Kevlars, nothing, no protection. And sometimes they don't require hurricane impact windows either. So that's a new thing that you cannot stop homeowners, as long as they stay within some guidelines of the HOA, from putting up hurricane protection. I think I would probably like to see that on condos. I'll tell you, I rode Hurricane Ian out in a 1980s condo that did not allow us to put protection up. I called the office, they said, no, you're not allowed to put any kind of boards up, no shutters. these are 1980 windows. And I'm sitting there for 8 hours in the eye wall watching the slider bow in and out, hearing roof nails pop out, go down the walls. I'm like, I'm dead. I'm dead. And in retrospect, I probably would put the plywood up and just deal with the fine later, because some people, they did lose windows and they had water intrusion and there was major damage done to their units, and not just their units, but if they were on the second floor, the units below them. So I think that's good that they're moving the HOAs to not really be able to stop you from protecting your property within limits on single family homes. I'd like to see it across the board because, you know, I understand people want uniformity, people want a certain look like these, you know, townhouses here, but I don't really think anyone's gonna care what color or what kind of shutters you put up when a Category 5 is blowing down on everybody. And they didn't seem to care when it hit last time. All that stuff kind of went out the window when you realized half the units got destroyed or water intrusion because you didn't like the way the shutters looked. So guys, those are some of the new proposed laws for HOAs taking effect July 1st. You'll notice nowhere in that conversation did I say HOA fees are going down. You'll notice nowhere in that conversation did I say assessments are regulated or under control, because they, in my opinion, they can't be. None of that stuff can be changed. So again, like the condo fortification, this is just foo-foo nonsense in my opinion. It's not going to change anything, except now people buy in HOAs for a variety of reasons that I listed that are getting removed. So it may negatively affect you. I mean, if you don't want your neighbor's garbage cans out, they got some new rules on vehicles too, that certain vehicles are not gonna be able to be prohibited. So it seems to me that most of this proposed change just takes the teeth away from a lot of association powers, and those are generally why people want to live in those associations. So it's very strange to me for this to be the solution. I don't know what you guys think about it. I know some of you guys like HOAs. I know some of you guys hate HOAs, but that's why people who like them buy in there, and people who don't. What I think has happened here is we have had so many people come in here in the last 2 to 3 years, buying these HOAs, buying these condos. They were in a rush. They're still doing it in parts of the state, not reading any of the documents, not reading any of the disclosures, and now they're crying a foul when they come to find out that they're violating rules and regulations that they agreed to. It's not the association's fault. It's not the state's fault. And that's gonna upset some people that I said that, but that's the truth, guys. You know, I like to bring you information. Like I said, I wanna share with you what's going on, but it's personal accountability at a certain point as well. You've gotta stay on top of this stuff. You should have an agent that helps you, or is at least assisting, but you can't count on them either. You gotta know the ins and outs. You gotta know the budgets. You gotta know all the situations before you get into these places. And because this is what happens. You can't turn around 6 months in and say, I didn't know I left my Christmas lights up too long, I could get a fine. Well, now you can actually. Now you can. So like I said, I don't think first warning shot is a bad rule. You should give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Maybe hand them a copy of the rules and regulations after you do that. Second time, all right, it's free game in my opinion. A lot of news to cover this week, but wanted to touch on those obviously. Felt they were the most pressing. But a lot of interesting things going on, guys. In the past 24 hours, I look at 24-hour solds, basically Northport to Punta Gorda. 37 closed homes, 14 of them were new construction. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I'm actually gonna have a video coming out showing some of Charlotte County's numbers, but that's how new construction is still eating people's lunch. And it's popping up everywhere. I recently went to a community in Northport called Arbor Oaks. Didn't even know it was there. Drove by it. I sold a house to a customer in Cedar Grove, and Arbor Oaks popped up across the street. It's Pulte built. So I will take you through one of their models here really quickly as well, because I haven't done a walkthrough in a while. All right, guys, I'm down in Arbor Oaks. This is a new community in Northport, just near 75. You can see they've got some move-in specials here. I'm gonna take you through their Prestige model. This is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house, just over 2,000 square feet with a pool. Just coming into the entryway, you got a nice long hallway, guest bedroom over here on the left with its own bathroom. You can use this as an in-law suite. Pretty much keep privacy going over here. They got a walk-in closet. It's away from the primary. We'll come down the hallway. You've got the guest bath over here on the right. This laundry room is super cool. They have a pass-through into the primary closet, so you can pass your laundry in there. You don't got to walk around the whole house. New feature. Den here with a closet. This is your living area. Pretty open, pretty bright. You've got your standard luxury kitchen, I would say here. The pantry is pretty decent. I like that the eating area has its own sliders. You can take these out to the pool. Also keeps it very bright in there. Your primary bedroom, I like the woodwork. It has a great primary closet. It's got a great primary bathroom. And then it's got another primary closet with that pass-through to the laundry. Some places are doing doors, but they're choosing to go with just a window here. I think that is pretty cool either way around, something I like. Got your covered lanai area here. And of course, we're gonna end it with the pool. All right, guys, that's what I got today. If you like this video, give me a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.